Yo, what's going on guys? Tyrant back with another video, and as you may know, the 2xKO Alpha Lab is currently underway. That's right, the current build of the game is obviously in a very early state, but still comes with online lobbies, a fully fleshed out training mode, which is actually nice because usually you don't get that in these builds, private lobbies, and a couple of extra things too. People have even been running tournaments on this build, which is really cool to see, and the community has taken a real liking to the game. It features all 6 characters that were playable at EVO, which is Ahri, Yasuo, Darius, Illaoi, Echo, and Braum. I've been mostly running a team of Ahri and Braum, and it's been a lot of fun, I'm not gonna lie. I don't usually play big bodies, but Braum is just so much fun. Having played the game a bit more, it obviously takes inspiration from a number of other popular fighting games, which is usually always a recipe for success. Elements of Guilty Gear and the Marvel series are obviously the main inspirations here, and man, it just flows so well when you're playing it. The game feels so cool, and the movement is the main thing that I really like about this game. That being said, not everything is. The fuse system is very interesting too, but I feel like it might need some tweaks to really make it feel a lot more balanced. The developers have confirmed that this build of the game contains a number of bugs, and that's to be expected with such an early build, right? But right now it could mean that picking the 2x assist fuse is pretty broken because assists don't add any damage scaling to combos. That's right, if you use the 2x assist early in combos, you can get obscene damage. It's almost as if the game doesn't count them towards the scaling, so that is wild. You'll see it in a few combos throughout this video. I just tried to call the 2x Ahri assist early, and yeah man, the Braum damage output is kind of crazy with that. Some of the other fuses I've seen put to great use is freestyle, including like echoes, after image setups and stuff like that. Man, it can get really crazy, and that's what you need in a good fighting game. You need creativity and ways to really explore what the game can do. And you're going to see that in a tag game like this, man. It's mostly about finding the most broken stuff possible. So yeah, you're going to be seeing some insane stuff over the coming years with this game. And I actually hope that Riot embraces that and doesn't try to shy away from it and dumb things down. Because right now, a lot of people are saying that the game might be too brutal for newer players. But, you know, everybody learns over time. Like, you shouldn't take away these things and dumb the game down just because some newer players might not like it. Look at a game like Marvel 3. It still has such a healthy player base, and that's one of the most broken games ever made. So I would love for Riot to actually embrace that. And you can see they've got a lot of legacy players on the team. You've got guys like Clockwork, guys like Marlin Pie and Apology Man, and you know, the guys that played these broken games at a professional level. So I hope these guys are guiding them in the right direction and just kind of letting them know that, hey, just because something seems overpowered or strong, that doesn't mean that it's a bad thing. In a game like this, there's so many options to lab and explore that there's almost always going to be somewhat of a solution to certain strategies. And if something is completely broken, then sure, then we can patch that. But for now, I say let people explore. So which characters are strong and which characters are weak right now? Keeping in mind there's only 6 characters in the game right now, I would say the absolute best of the best would be Echo and Darius. They are both pretty ridiculous in terms of their potential, whether that be Darius's insane damage output, the bleed effect, the mix-up potential, the neutral, the DP, like this guy does it all. As for Echo, this guy is looking like an absolute mix-up monster. The Time Winder stuff that he can do is just super scary, especially when combined with the freestyle tags like I mentioned earlier. But like his neutral just seems really good as well. Like he can zone you out pretty effectively. His movement is really good, and he's just an absolute pain to fight, honestly. Like this character is crazy, man. Like I played a long set with Noka, who is one of the stronger Dragon Ball FighterZ players from France. And yeah, he was playing Darius and Echo. So you know my man was sweating and trying to take these W's during this beta, or alpha, sorry, and yeah, he's really looking strong right now, and he really showed me the power of that team. But since then, you know, there's been some tech discovered, like Darius, it doesn't have like the most foolproof mix, if you want. Like when he goes for those mix-ups, it's basically a commitment for him, and there are some solutions, whether that be, you know, parrying out or using Braum's shield, for example, or something like that. But yeah, I feel like there's going to be a lot of feedback after the alpha test, basically begging for this character to be changed, because right now that is the main character that everybody's been complaining about is Darius. But yeah, I don't think Echo is far behind that, to be honest. The next big thing in this game I feel is an issue is the timer. I'm just going to show an example from one of my streams, and then I'm going to explain my thoughts and let you guys judge for yourselves.
Dude, look, this is one of the main problems with the game. Look at the timer, right? There's 3 seconds on the clock. Look. It's so bad.
First of all, I've been seeing way too many timeout victories for my liking. And this could be down to a number of reasons. But first of all, I'm going to discuss this example. If your character dies, and let's say you only have 3 seconds on the clock, like in this example, the next character comes in with still only 3 seconds left. Unless they wanted some kind of a hopeless feel situation for the losing player, this is terrible game design. I don't understand why you wouldn't put the clock back up to at least 10 seconds, the same way that DBFC does. Remember, everything goes back to neutral when a new character comes in. 3 seconds is never going to be enough time to overcome neutral, get in, get the hit, do your full combo, etc. Like that's just, it just makes no sense. And this is a glaring flaw that they have to fix before the game comes out. Other than that, things like combo scaling, the burst is a huge factor in the clock as well. There's a number of things here that could prolong rounds, and they need to do something to tweak this, whether that be, I don't think they can add more damage because the characters already do seemingly quite a bit of damage, but yeah, I don't know what they can do really. They need to adjust something here to make sure that timeout victories don't happen so often, otherwise we're going to have another Street Fighter cross timeout situation on our hands, and nobody wants that. One other thing I think needs balancing is the parry mechanic. You can parry right now by pressing backwards, light and heavy together, and it knocks back the opponent, allows you to cancel into, you know, a jump, a dash, and punish your opponent, right? But it doesn't seem, for the cost of 1 meter, I feel like it needs to be more active. I feel like you have to time it super well, and it still costs a meter. Like, I don't know, man. Like, I feel like you do get the meter back on a successful parry, but for it to cost that 1 meter to begin with, I feel like it needs to be like a little bit more active. I don't know. That's what I would change, but you know, over time I could be wrong. That's just my initial thoughts from this alpha test. But overall, I've been having an absolute blast with this game. Every time I boot up, I seem to have just more fun with it. And it's really cool to see people running tournaments and having all kinds of fun with the game. And there's only a few days left, but I will leave it on this, guys. Riot has sent me 200 extra invites to 2XKO. So if you haven't got an invite yet and you made it all the way through the video, then be sure to message me and I'll hook you up with a code so you can play. Yeah, man, I'm going to be streaming the game a bit later on today as well, so be sure to stop through. And if you don't have a code already, I got you, man. Alright, I'm out of here, guys. Enjoy the rest of the matches, and I'll see you in the next stream or video. Take care.